Hey guys, happy Monday. I have my Christmas cup coffee here and I wanted to talk to you guys about a new group that I started on Facebook called Art Journal Swaps. And I guess you can tell from the name that we swap art journals with each other. And it's kind of, you're not just swapping with one person. I know a lot of groups that do just, you make a journal for somebody and you swap and they make one for you and they send it to you. But this is a little bit different. You are in a group of 6 people and you can either make or buy a journal and send it out to another person in your group, and then they send it to another person in your group, and then they send it to another. So each person gets to work in your journal, and at the end the very last person sends it back to you, so you have something really nice that has art from people all over. We have a group for just the United States, we have a group for international, and we also have a group for those of you in Australia and New Zealand. So I'm gonna give you a little peek of my journal that I made. I've seen quite a few people requesting in the group to see some journals to get some ideas, since this is the very first swap that we're having in the group. I don't have a completed journal for you, but I do have the one that I'm currently working on. So I'm going to show that one to you guys, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of inspiration and you'll want to participate in one of the swaps because it'll be really fun. So this is my journal. It's 5x7 soft cover. I made mine out of a file folder. So it has these little ridges on the spine. And I really love it because it can be thicker. You know, once it starts filling up, it's not going to be stuck like that. So it's really, really nice, and I love it. And it held the paint pretty well too. I just gessoed it really quick and started painting and inking. Okay, so I'm sorry it was a little bit of a spoiler for the people who are in my group, but I've covered up what I'm working on the inside, so you can't see it. So for those of you who are swapping with me, it's just the cover that'll be a spoiler for you guys. So on the inside, this cover I'm working on, I covered it up for the people in my group. On the inside, I just used 140-pound mixed media paper, and I used 5 pages in my journal, and I just did a quick 3-hole stitch. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so, and I am by no means perfect at this. This is actually probably the 3rd journal that I've stitched together, and they never really turn out that great. So I'm still learning. So hopefully the more I do this, the better I'll get at doing journals. Okay. So I used 5 pages of 140-pound mixed media paper, and the reason I used 5 pages is because I wanted each person, there are 6 people in my group, and I wanted each person to be able to do their own spread. And a spread, for those of you who don't know, is the left and the right side, so it's both these pages. And I wanted each person to be able to do their own spread and write their own name on it and things like that. So each person in my journal is able to do their own spread, along with 3 collaboration pages, and this last page will be a collaboration page, this first page will be a collaboration page, along with cover. So that's why the cover is a little plain right now. I don't want to do a whole lot to it because I want to give other people opportunity to add to it and make it beautiful and everything, so I just left it. I just kind of added some paint and some texture. I am a huge fan of texture, so it's like my favorite thing to put in my journals. So I just added some of that. So I know I've had some questions on buying versus making your own journal, and it's really up to you how you want to do it. You can, if you don't want to make a journal, you don't have to. You can go out and you can buy a journal. The only thing that I would be aware of when you're buying a journal is how many pages are in the journal. You don't want to have too many pages because you know, when you swap in the group, when you receive a journal, it has to arrive to the next person in a month. So you have about 3 weeks, a little less for international swaps. You have about 3 weeks to finish what you're working on in the journal you currently have, and then send it off to the next person. So I would just be aware when you're buying how many pages. I know it would be hard for me to do 5 or 6 pages in 2 or 3 weeks. So just be aware of how many pages are in the journal that you're buying. If you're making your journal, you can customize it however you like. It's going to be coming back to you in the end anyway, so it's going to be yours, so make it how you like it. So that's pretty much, and when you are swapping the regular journal in the group, it has to be a 5x7 or smaller and a soft cover. Those are really the only requirements that there are for the regular journal swap. Now in the group, we do have another journal swap, and it is a letter journal. Some of you know what a letter journal is, some of you don't. So for those of you who don't know what a letter journal is, it is a really, really simple journal, and it's a journal that requires minimal postage, usually just one stamp. So the reason they call it a letter journal is because it fits in a regular size envelope. So it just goes right in there, put a stamp on it, and you are ready to go. Now I made this letter journal really quickly just for this video. I used regular printer paper. You can use regular printer paper if you'd like. Just be aware that it's not going to hold up to the wet materials as much as a different kind of paper. So I see a lot of people, when they do letter journals, they use a heavier printer paper. So it's up to you however you'd like to do it. Like I said before, it's your journal. You can make it however you want to do it. In this journal, I used 4 sheets of printer paper. It's in my group of 6, everyone would have a spread, and there would be one collaboration page along with the front cover. So you can add more if you'd like. You can have less, so just each person has a spread. It's up to you. The only requirements for these journals are to make sure it fits in a letter envelope and to not use real thick embellishments and heavy materials in these journals. That way the cost stays down, you don't have to pay for extra postage and things like that. So it's really more of a painting, doodling, journaling, stamping, that kind of thing in these journals. So that's the gist of the 2 journal swaps that we have. And like I said, we have a United States swap group, we have a Australia and New Zealand swap group, and we have an international swap group. So those are the main ones that I've gotten a lot of interest in, so those are the ones that we added to the group. When you are making your journal and you're going to send them out to the rest of your group, you need to list in the regular journal, on the very back cover, list everyone in your group and their mailing information. And your information is going to be at the top. If this is your journal, since this is my journal, my information will be on the very first. So that way each person knows who they're sending to. You just go right down the list, and at the end they know who to send it back to. Nobody has to ask anybody. Nobody has to think whose journal could this be. You know, it's really simple, no confusion. So just make sure you list your information at the top and then everybody else's, so everyone knows who to send it to. In the letter journal, since there are limited space, you know, you're working in a much smaller journal, you can list your group's information on the back cover. If y'all have any questions, feel free to email me, message me on Facebook. You know, if there are any more questions, I will be happy to try and answer them. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the swap, and I'll do this swap that I'm working on now. It'll be finished in June, so I'll get this journal back in June. So I'll do another video for you guys then and show you guys the completed journal and everything, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, thanks guys!